Dear shareholders, welcome to OCK Group Berhad's first virtual annual general meeting. My name is Anthony Thong. I am the Group CFO of OCK Group Berhad. Today, I would like to share with you an overview of OCK's financial performance for the financial year ended 31st December 2019, as well as future prospects and direction of the group. Let me begin this presentation by updating the audience today on how OCK has progressed since the systematic shutdown in Malaysia and also regionally during this movement control order period due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As OCK's activities are deemed as essential services in Malaysia, during the MCO period, the group was operating as usual to ensure that the telecommunication towers operations are not disrupted while adhering to strict safety and health guidelines. Other services that OCK provides under our telecommunication network services were disrupted due to the restrictions by the government. In our regional offices, we had minor disruption due to various countries' lockdown policies, which limited impact to our business in overseas. With that said, to date, I'm pleased to inform that the group is back to 100% capacity in terms of our full suite services. Nonetheless, this unprecedented event led us to adopt new norms in our working environment through steep learning curves. Implementing what the management has learned over these past few weeks, we are in the process of improving practices both internally and with external parties such as clients and suppliers to speed up decision-making, execution, as well as payment processes. Processes may have changed, but definitely not our vision and mission, which is to continue to be the largest network services provider in Malaysia, to emerge as an ASEAN TowerCo, and also to be a major solar farm owner and EPC contractor. We are looking to be much more agile company as we continue to optimize speed and sustainability in our businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly dive into the presentation for today, starting off with OCK's key achievements for FY 2019. OCK continues to report robust financial results with a solid revenue of 473.4 million ringgit, translating into a 3.5% increase compared to FY 2018. This is also reflected in the PATAMI with a 16.9% growth. What is important to note here is that the group's recurring revenue achieved growth of 9.2%. The recurring revenue accounts for 50% of the group's total revenue. We will continue to increase our recurring income. I will be showing you the breakdown of our recurring income in the next few slides. Moving on to the next point, the telecommunication business segment remains as the group's key contributor at 82.9% of the total revenue for FY 2019. Our balance sheet remains healthy with a net gearing ratio of 0.68 times. In terms of regional updates, I am delighted to inform that our regional contributions have continuously been improving, now accounting for almost 40% of the total revenue. Our profit after tax grew to 31.4 million ringgit in FY 2019 as compared to 29.8 million ringgit in FY 2018. Our aspirations to be an ASEAN TowerCo remains in sight as the group now owns more than 4,200 telecommunication sites across Myanmar, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Our tower recurring income has grown to 148.8 million ringgit in FY 2019, which is 16% higher as compared to FY 2018. As you may already know, one of our recurring income stream is the solar farms. We have secured an addition of 4 solar farms in FY 2019 and subsequently 2 solar farms in 2020, which will provide immediate financial contribution to the group moving forward. To date, In total, OCK owns 17 solar farms across Malaysia with a capacity of 11.3 megawatt. The next two slides are on the overview of our revenue, profit after tax and PATAMI performances over the last few years. For the revenue, we have achieved 4-year CAGR of 10.64%. For the profit after tax, the 4-year CAGR is 3.68%, both of which reported improvements in FY 2019 in contrast to the previous year. As you can see from slide 5, the PATAMI's 4-year CAGR works out to be 3.38%. One point to note here is the significant improvement in the PATAMI with a high growth rate of 16.9% in FY 2019 as compared to FY 2018. We will next look into our business by segment. Our telecommunication business section, which comprises of the leasing of telco towers and telecommunication services, remains as the key contributor to the group. This segment accounted for 82.9% of FY 2019's total revenue. The leasing of telco towers itself was accounted for 31% of the group's 2019 revenue, a 3 percentage points improvement from 2018. M&E is the second largest revenue contributor in FY 2019, with more jobs in hand followed by fairly stable green energy and power business segment and trading and distribution business segment. As mentioned, 50.4% of 2019's revenue were recurring revenue coming from tower leasing, managed services and solar farm business. As we continue to increase our telco tower portfolio, there will be an increase in our tower leasing business. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 will be an exciting year for our solar business. Higher contributions are to be expected from this segment. 2020 will see maiden full-year earnings consolidation from newly acquired farms, as well as contribution from farms to be acquired this year. We have managed services in Indonesia and Malaysia, where we are the largest managed services provider. We will continue to capitalize on opportunities as and when MNOs release more telco sites to third parties to manage, reducing the MNO's operating costs in the process. From our TowerCo, we now have more than 4,200 towers in our portfolio, with approximately 500 sites in Malaysia, 2,700 sites in Vietnam and 1,000 in Myanmar. Working towards being an ASEAN TowerCo has been one of the group's key directions. We have been actively securing and building more sites despite various external challenges that the group faces every year. This is a capital-intensive business. OCK has been reinvesting profits to build a bigger portfolio as well as repayment of loans. I believe this is the part where everyone is looking forward to, OCK's plans and future prospects. We have broken down the prospects of the group into 4 key areas. The first is to maintain our position as the largest telecommunication network services provider in Malaysia. With new projects being awarded to the MNOs, OCK's TNS business segment will benefit given the strong working relationship with various parties and the strong track record of OCK Group. As an example is the National Fiberization Connectivity Program that is being rolled out. We are optimistic that we will benefit directly and indirectly from projects such as these. OCK is involved actively in 5G trials in the country. To date, OCK has erected 2 5G telecommunication sites under a pilot project in Langkawi. With our growing expertise, we will be ready to support large-scale rollout of 5G in the near future. We view 5G as the next big thing in the technology world, where it will generate huge enhancements and open doors to new possibilities to the whole business ecosystem. Our second point is to maintain our status as the leader in network managed services in Indonesia and Malaysia. Capitalizing on the scale and extensive presence, we want to secure additional sites from the telcos and towercos. Third point is to build an ASEAN Tower Co. Our growth strategy varies in different countries, but in a nutshell, we will continue our tower portfolio either through organic or inorganic growth, depending on the green or brownfield markets that we are in. The contracts secured are long-term in nature, and to build on this by increasing the tenancy ratio of our towers. In simpler terms, we need to increase the number of our telco operators renting and sharing our telecommunication towers, just like renting out your house to more tenants. Currently, OCK owns telecommunication sites in Myanmar and Vietnam and Malaysia. We are actively scouting for new opportunities to increase our geographical presence across the ASEAN region. One of our targets is the Philippines. At this juncture, the management is still doing more due diligence on the Philippines market. The management has strict internal SOPs and key indicators before venturing into a new market. This is to ensure our downside risk and establishing higher upsides to the investments we will be making. Last but not least, we have not forgotten our green energy business. We are expanding our green energy business segment through acquisitions of additional solar farms. We are targeting solar farms with higher feed-in tariffs, unlike the rates that you see in large-scale solar farms. However, we will be looking into tendering for large-scale solar farms as we are also an EPC. Dear shareholders, to conclude my presentation, OCK is in a strong position for growth. The group has proven its resilience through the many challenges over the years. We are optimistic that OCK's future long-term recurring income will continue to build strong resilience despite the economic headwinds. Thank you.